Hello guys, welcome back to another Let's Build. Today we're going to have a look at this very bad windmill. I'm going to replace it with one of my own styles from a long time ago. So yes, we have to obviously rebuild most of it because it's done in vanilla. And in vanilla you don't have all these core blocks, so you see me just replacing all the grass, making it more rounded. And I'm going to attach that barn to it as well. It's only going to be holding some crates, a cart maybe, some actual flour, before it gets stored in the actual warehouse building. You see me just having a look how I want to actually plan it out, randomating the blocks chosen, putting a entranceway into the barn. I do replace the floor later on, adding this roof beam for the actual structure, the actual roof for, the barn. On the inside now, replacing all the bricks I used a long time ago. I mean, it was a long time ago. So you see me replacing those right here. And just going around the build, replacing them. I do remove the yellow stained glass panes. And here we go. Using an orange wool, just a base template, so I know what to copy it to. And instead of manually placing the actual blocks, I am going to use World Edits to do it. Now with my trusty wand, I am just going to replace the floor with a muddy cobblestone texture, if I can actually find it, and I do. Now, getting all the materials that I need for the roof: the birch stairs, slabs, trapdoors. I think I do get the hay, the thatch bits as well. Because of when I originally designed this windmill, the bottom section didn't have a steep roof. It had a slowly descending roof, very much on a it's not as steep as anything else, so not as steep as the barns, so I had to modify the barn, how the barn and the windmill connected. And I can hear someone with a lawnmower outside, so I am sorry for that noise if you can hear it. Just going around, replacing some of the cobblestone, and I am adding this extra lip. I thought it looked cool, so I ended up doing that and modifying the actual barn. Adds a bit more texture, I guess. Now with the thatch, I'm using the lighter thatch in Conquest to actually build it. And obviously replacing the top of the roof. Now you see me just slowly going around it. It does take a while to replace everything. It's not like a fresh build. I couldn't place those birch slabs properly as trapdoors. So you see me just slowly but surely replacing everything. And like so. Now the top section, I'm not actually sure why there's so much problems. So many problems I'm getting in actually doing this video in the playback. I'll probably work it out at the time of editing. So future me, if you sort that out, thank you. If you don't, you're the worst. Using oak fences, the small ones, I am just replacing all the glass panes with those. Going back to the roof on top and just checking how I did the roof down below. And yeah, it took me a while just to figure out how am I going to do this double lip, because this roof had a double lip originally, but I managed to sort that out quite easily. So you see, carrying back, and I love oak wood planked fences posts in Conquest, because I have a little knobbly bit on top, which adds a little bit more defined texture and detail. I'm now just copying the base of the windmill. I'm not sure why I didn't copy the whole frame, but oh well, stuff happens. I rotated it, pasted it in the air first so I can make sure that it's copied okay. Now I sat on the ground and copied and pasted. And I do a massive mistake at some point. And I remove all of the affected blocks, because apparently on my server it does not like you copying and rotating things. Even with a I can't even say port because it's not a port. Even with a port. A special server-side mod that doesn't allow that to happen, but it still does happen. So it's always the fun parts. And you notice how just right at the end, after finishing all the blocks, I go, hang on, this isn't right. And I'll tell you a bit more in a minute when it comes up to that. You see, I have to go around every side, replacing blocks, making sure it all fits. You see, all the lights and torches on the inside get flipped off. Even the roof. Looking at it, I would just go, just waited all that time. But I guess this is the whole point of the video. Don't do what I do. when trying to use word edit commands. You will end up doing something spectacularly bizarre. So I see I'm not actually having any playback issues now compared to earlier. I guess I was too close to something. Looking round, changing all the dodgy little blocks. I noticed that I had to do some more on the inside as well when I went straight back on the inside to check if anything needed to do. And it's roughly about here, or a little bit afterwards, that I noticed that because the windmill should be facing in the same direction as the wind on the server, and obviously the wind is blowing to the west. No, east, sorry. I had to think of which way is east and west. So yeah, and this is obviously pointing north. It just don't work. After placing all these buttons, I got fed up of these buttons, and I look at this one and thought, oh no. So I flew all the way back, and I removed it and copied and pasted it without rotating it. And all that hard work was all fixed, and my stupidity and my shame lives on in this video. So another good tip: make sure that everything on your server matches with the physics. Even though there's no physics on the server, it's because it just needs to be some form of realism to it. I completely missed the windmill. Running back to this one, I wanted to interpretate the original windmill design that I designed for this build on the windmill that I did before. So I've went along to do that, and thought, hang on, I can't even remember how we built it. So you see me just trying to remember how I did it. I should remember. I've only built it how many hours ago at the time of building this, and I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna keep it as it was. Because it was nice in its original form. I am just currently setting everything to be replaced, all the orange wall. So I'm just changing to the city blocks, which are nice enough, but I will need to make it a little bit different for the village. But I thought for now it will do fine. And I'm just trying to light up the place now and figure out how I am going to do the grindstone in the middle. And obviously roof beams. So I've spent a few minutes just thinking how I done the roof beams originally. Now back to the grind block. I think these was diorite blocks and stairs, horizontal stairs. I've seen because I've seen a real life windmill before with a mechanism, and it's like two large stones being turned round, and I was trying to remake that in real, obviously through Minecraft, and I couldn't think of a way to do that in the very tiny space that I left myself inside this windmill. So I thought, okay, I could do it so that's the grindstone in the middle using a portcullis doodah. I can't think of the name of it. And it will be suspended in the air. But I also thought, hang on, I could put some a sack of flour underneath it, so it gets grinded on the platform with a top, and the hole in the portcullis guard could be where the actual ground flour comes out of. So I left it like that. Happy with it. Just adding some more storage into the... It's not really a barn, it's just a little outdoor shack. And I've obviously broken one of my walls with carting and a few bits, because this is only, a bit of gear and where the sacks will be capped. It's nothing going to really be there. Now, rebuilding the actual grindstone area in this other windmill, but this one's not going to have anything underneath. Just getting some torches. It's like this windmill's only there, it's a spare one basically, if I need it, if it needs to be used at any point. So, just using some sponge just to mark out the windmill blades. I'm just going to copy it over. Like so. So that's two windmills sorted. Now, in the process of doing those windmills, I had to shut down the server and restart it because of internet problems and Minecraft problems. And apparently I'm still having problems right now. And I'm not sure why. But should be fixed, hopefully in post editing. Now, you see I've added some barley, some cabbages into the other fields. I did that outside because I was away, plus no internet, so I had the Word file installed on my laptop, and my laptop's not the best to record and build on Minecraft. So now you see me just placing some wall. This is so I can put a gate in, but I do come back and completely change the design and stature of this gate. And I thought, okay, this could be a animal pen. You know, a big field with a lot of livestock like cows, sheep, some pigs maybe. And but the only problem is I would be able to jump outside the actual farm, so I had to go around with magenta wool and made only on one side. I had to make the leaves 2 blocks tall on the actual field hedge, and obviously making it a little bit taller and more detailed in other sections. You see me just going past now, making sure if I can't jump onto the hedge and escape. All the way through, and you know, making the hedge more robust in shape and a little bit taller in those slight areas where it's not, you know, the best. So here it is. I quite liked it. Now I am replacing every hedge texture that I have now because I've found a better one, and it looked even nicer than my own like textured one. So I completely rebuilt it and replaced every hedge in my farm area. Now I am just flying over to put a further gate down, and this is where I decided to put a better gate in, using magenta wool again and turning off the rain. I designed this it's like a canopy, can't even say canopy, a arched walk-through wall on both sides of entrances of the field. And now I'm just placing these dirt layer material, thick mud layer material. Just, you know, it's a different tier, obviously, the field. And some more, I think the Herc stone. It's a dark textured stone wall. And I'm just looking all the way through for my commands. Got that ready. And I do change it now. And I can hear a cat outside. So if it look like this now, obviously they're too blocky, so I've replaced that with a different type of just I wanted to be blocky and I wanted to look worn down from all the years of weathering and, you know, the usual stuff that happens to untreated stone walls. I come to the other side and I decided to make it a block taller, and obviously do the same, making sure the animals can't jump over, which I could right there, so I decided to just put an extra block. Some rustic fence as well, just to fence it off. It makes a decent fence gate texture. Now I'm actually looking for a gate texture, which I just left it as a rustic fence because I couldn't find anyone that I liked. Plus the rustic fence has this particular type of a texture, so a connecting texture. I tried spawning in some cows, wouldn't work. So I looked for the commands to allow mobs to spawn. Went to do that and nope, no livestock whatsoever would spawn. So I might need to come back in the next episode and do that. But hey, this is the finished project. And just finishing by adding some more hay bales for livestock to actually eat when we have some. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, share with your friends, and yeah, this is Let's Build Wintershold's farm. So I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye guys.